Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we're going to talk about oil sticks. I've got a couple different brands here. I don't have that many because they're not really a new medium. I've had this set for ages. I think I've had this for 25 years. This is a set that I just bought. They're basically oil paint in a stick. So let's take a look at the ones that I have here. I have these oil bars by Winsor & Newton. And I have these oil sticks by Sennelier. Now these are the slim oil bars. These are discontinued, but they're kind of skinnier than what you typically see as an oil stick, and so are these. These are also available in sticks that are like twice the length of this or so from Sennelier. Then they have really chunky ones. So these are both on the small side. They're just a little bit larger than oil pastels. The difference between an oil stick and an oil pastel is that an oil stick or oil bar will dry. It will oxidize. It uses pigment, wax, and drying oils, whereas a pastel, an oil pastel, would have pigment, wax, and a non-drying oil, such as mineral oil. So the reason why you can use oil pastels on paper without any problem is that it won't rot the paper because the oils are different. They don't go through that oxidization process that can kind of break down paper. That's why you need to work on a gessoed or primed surface if you're using oil sticks. They're essentially just like oil paint. But they're similar. They're similar. You can do similar techniques, you can do similar tutorials, but essentially these are oil paint in a stick. So why would you want to use these rather than oil paint? There's many different reasons. The biggest reason I would say is they're dry to the touch much quicker. I just finished this painting yesterday and it's already dry to the touch. There's like no shine anywhere, and I mean, it was like literally, it's 1 p.m. now, and I finished this around 5 p.m. yesterday, so much faster to dry. Also, I find there's less waste when you're using these, so instead of having like a bunch of leftover paint on your palette that you either have to try to use up before it dries, or stick in the freezer to prolong its use a little bit, or just toss, you have very little waste on here. The only waste you're really going to have is the skin that forms on the oil stick, and you just wipe it off and then you're ready to go with your next project. And the other reason is that I find that it's a lot quicker. You get to kind of get right in there. You're hanging onto the pigment stick. It's very direct. And if you like to sketch, then you probably will like this, this product. Plus, you can also use it like you would oil paint. Something I like to use with the oil sticks would be Gamsol. This is an odorless mineral spirit, and what I do is I'll pour it into a little palette cup here. You can pick these up at any art supply store for, I would say, around $4 or $5. They even make ones that have lids. I don't put too much in there because I won't need too much in the course of a painting. You can clean your brushes with this product, but I actually keep a separate jar with brush cleaner in it, and that way I put fresh stuff out for my painting. And then another thing you might want to add would be a linseed oil into another cup. So when you're using these paints, just like using oil paints, you would want to build up with layers if you want to do layers. And your first layers you would want to be thin or lean, as they say in the oil painting world, and that would be like pigment mixed with paint thinner. So let me just move some stuff out of the way. I just brought over my oil pastels just so you can kind of see a comparison of the size difference here between an oil like the Sennelier oil stick and that's a Craypas oil pastel. So the Sennelier sticks are bigger than the Craypas, which is some of the bigger oil pastels, but not a huge amount bigger. This is a Sennelier oil stick and a Sennelier oil pastel, just for comparison there in size. So the oil sticks are bigger. They're generally more expensive, and there's not as much variety in oil sticks as you would find in oil pastels. So if you're going to do a sketch, or a painting I should say, because you're going to end up with an oil painting when you're done, you'd probably work on either a primed wood board, or you might work on a canvas panel like this, or really anything that's got a good primer or a good surface to protect whatever the substrate is. You need to have something that's been gessoed or acrylic painted, something like that. On that painting I just showed you of the fish, I had worked over, it was on a stretched canvas, and I had decoupaged some deli paper on there and then coated it with clear gesso before I started painting on it. So I have a nice barrier between the cotton duct of the canvas and the oil stick, because the oil paint would eat through that fabric eventually, so you need to have that primer there. So let's say I want to do a painting here. what I would do is I would start with, first I would see if I need to remove a skin off of my stick, and no, it's fine. So I can go right in and I can start sketching, and I have no idea how this is going to come out because this isn't going to be a terribly long video. Just want to kind of give you the idea. Now, one thing I did with these, because they were older and kind of sticky, I actually wrapped packing tape around the oil stick because it did have a plastic wrapping on it, but it was just kind of sticky. So that's something you can do if you got sticks and they end up being sticky. Now, once you get to this point and you're down to the wrapper, what I recommend doing is taking a box cutter and just kind of cutting off the wrapper. I wouldn't cut too much off because you don't want to waste it. I would do this over the trash can. I'll just do it over my lid here. But you can just cut your wrapper off. You probably don't need to take that much off. Once you get an edge, you can generally just score around and kind of peel it off. You can kind of see a little bit of that skin right there. That will form on the whole top of your oil sticks, like if you go a couple days without using them. But it's just a small layer. Don't worry about it. It's not really wasting that much. And when you consider what you're not throwing away on your palette, it's quite an economical medium, I think. Although the sticker shock of buying them to begin with might be a bit surprising. But I find these little sets by Sennelier, Blick has them for about $22. They're the way to go, really, because then you can see how much you're going to use, what you really think of them before you've invested too much money. All right, so we're just going to do a bird here. I find that the different brands will work well together. I'll take this this Pyrrole Red here. We're just going to do a little, we're going to do a little cardinal, I think. It's very much like using a pastel. Get the beacon there. Now generally I put my background in first, but I just kind of wanted you to see what it's like to work with these. Now as you layer up, you'll start to get a little bit more of a painterly effect. You'll start to get more colors blending together, more colors laying down. If you want to have more color to work with, what you can do, and this is just palette paper here, you can either cut some off like a palette knife, which you can do with the oil pastel as well. Or you can even take a brush, and if you try to lift it up, you're not going to get too much. You got to take a little bit of paint thinner, and you can lift it up off the tip like that as well. Oops, I'm spattering because I have way too much on there. But you can get paint that way. You can see I've added way too much liquid on there. But I can mix it in here and get more of a paste going. And it's just like oil paint. You can also use these as your underpainting because they'll be dry to the touch next day. If you wanted to do like the base layers of something and get that down on your canvas and then come back in with oil paint, you could do that. And if you want to do it start to finish with oil paint, with the oil sticks and work in layers, you could just add some linseed oil, like maybe day 3 or 4, start adding linseed oil to your paints instead of the thinner, and that would give you a really good archival base to work from. Now I don't have to peel the skin off any of these because I was just using them yesterday. But all you do is I like to use cloth, but you can use paper towel. But I use a cloth and just kind of wipe off any hardened skin on there. I'll see if I have any that has a skin on it. Oh, this one kind of. I don't know. I'm looking to see if I have any that I haven't. This one maybe. Let's see. No, there hasn't really formed a skin on that one yet. I'm just trying to see if anything has formed a skin yet. No, these are all still pretty soft because I'm just using all. I don't have that many colors, so I tend to use them all. But it's Yeah, it works really well. It works really well for that. You can mix your colors. I'm not really going to get into this bird too much, I don't think. On a fence post. Yeah, I'm not going to really get into it, but I did want to just kind of show you how they work. We could also do like a little gradient blend. You can see they're very nice and creamy. Blend together beautifully. You can blend with your fingers, you can wear gloves and blend with a gloved finger, you can use silicone tools, you can use brushes, you can use really whatever you like. They're just very, very intuitive. And nowadays it's very common for brands to put the pigment information on their products, so you're not guessing what's in something. And that's really nice because, you know, maybe if you don't want to come in contact with cadmiums or cobalts, it'll say that. These older Winsor & Newton ones I have do not have that information on there, although it does say on the cadmium colors, do not spray apply. So it's just good to know what's in your materials. I'll go back in some yellow, maybe mix in there and see. Look how beautiful they blend. And I wouldn't worry about cleaning off the pastels either if like you're done for the day and there's some grime on there, because you can just let that set up and just peel off that with the skin the next time you use them, especially if you're not going to go right in and use them again right off. But look at that. See how well they blend? So it's a very tactile medium as well. Now just to see a comparison, I'll grab a couple oil pastels. I don't have them all out because I have, as you can see, I have a lot of oil pastels, so I'd have to have a lot of drawers out here to blend these together if I want to, but I'll grab a few colors just as an example. I have lots of different brands, from cheap to bougie and expensive. Pastel color, the lighter colors tend to blend. Colors with a lot of white added tend to blend a little bit better. Okay, we can blend some of those together. Let's start with this ultramarine color. Now these are going to be a little bit more waxy, a little bit more gummy. Still a lot of fun, and you can actually use oil pastels for underpaintings on oil paint. I would mix them, I would thin them down with some paint thinner or add linseed oil to them to give them a drying oil. But if you're doing them as the underpainting, I don't find that they really mess with anything. They just kind of meld into your other layers. So these are not going to be quite as opaque and covering and pigmented as oil paint sticks. And that's due to the extra wax. I just got more wax in it, I think. But you can see still a very similar feel, a similar product. It's just a little bit different. Like I could probably go over that with the oil stick. Let's see if I can go over this with an oil stick. Yeah, now let's see if I can go over that with an oil pastel. Yeah, that it doesn't want to. This is the oil stick will stick over an oil pastel better than the other way around, it seems like. But, and going back to what I was saying before about the thinner, this does have crud on there, so just excuse that. I can liquefy an oil pastel as well. But it still would be a little bit tacky, but if you go over it or you mix some oil paint into that, then it just morphs in and then it becomes like oil paint and it doesn't have issues. So if you just want it for like sketching underneath and you already have oil pastels, I would just use your oil pastels. But if you want something that you can do an oil painting with, the oil sticks are a really nice option. So if you have any questions on how to use these, if you want to see some more tutorials with them, let me know. I will have a time lapse. I probably already have the time lapse of the fish and chips painting I showed you at the beginning of this video on my YouTube channel, and I do a full-time tutorial for that and Critique Club if you're curious. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. This is a lot of fun. Experiment. If you try some of these out and you don't have that many colors, mix them with any oil paint you already have. Mix them with some pastels if you want to as well, the oil pastels rather. And just experiment and have fun, because they really are a wonderful medium and they're so much fun. And I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye!